What I'd like to do here is step through using these main pieces of equipment. Let's set up our reloading dies and let's charge a case and prep it so that it's ready to go shooting. So first thing that I want to do with a brand new piece of brass, I'm going to go ahead and size this brass in my resizing die with the expander ball so that it's perfectly round, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to deburr the mouth inside and outside once it's round so I don't get any uneven trimming of that brass. So to set this up, I'm going to put our little bushing in here. That's the lock and load of the lock and load press. And I'm a very strong proponent of using your full-length sizing dies to full-length resize. So we're going to bring that ram all the way up to the top of the press, then I'm going to screw that die all the way down to where it touches. Now the cool thing about this lock and load kit is I'm actually going to tighten that ring up with a wrench because I'm never going to loosen it up again. My die's set there. I've got my zip spindle set. So that's just the decapping pin is just protruding from the case. Now I'm going to spray some one shot on these cases. I'll usually get just a quick angle on that to where I'm hitting two sides, front side and then back side. I'm getting the outside and the top shoulder of the case, and then I'm also getting just a little bit inside the mouth of the case. So like that. Like that. Just a very, very light amount is required, especially on new brass. So I take my brass, put it in my shell holder. Now I'm going to raise it all the way to the top. Okay, that's the sizing operation. Then back down to the bottom. Now let's pull that out and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, not too bad. So we can do that deburr operation here. So that's very simply prepped. Now, if you're using a hand priming tool, the next step in the operation would be to prime these one at a time. I'm actually going to use the primer on the press, and they've got a really nice tube feed here, but it's in the way for film. So we're just going to do these one at a time. But that tube feed's really slick. So you just basically put that in, seat it, and then you want to just do a quick double check on that to make sure that the primer's flush, especially when you're using new equipment. Make sure you get that feel so that primer's flush without seating too deep. Now I want to program my load, which we're going to use 58 grains, and I'm going to dispense that, enter that. So that's my target value, and then to dispense it, I just hit dispense. This is such a cool tool. Now you'll notice that it's going to take a little time here for me while we're waiting. I'm going to go ahead and set up my powder funnel. So there's 58 grains. I'm going to dump that. Okay, now, so I bring this charged case over here. I'm going to take that out, put my seating die in. Now with a bullet seating operation, the way we want to set our dies up is we want to bring the case all the way up, then I'm going to screw the die all the way down till it touches that case. It's going to touch the shoulder or the case mouth, depending on how the die fits. Then I'm going to back it off. See right there, I feel it suck up tight on that case. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back that off a quarter of a turn. What that's going to do is prevent your die from applying any type of crimp to your cartridge, which we're not interested in. We don't need any crimps on long-range shooting cartridges. So there, I've got that sucked up tight. I'm going to lock the ring in, and then that die will never ever need adjusted again. That's the perfect setting for that cartridge case, that trim length, without putting a crimp on. Okay, now once that die's up, we need to put a bullet in there, and we're just going to slip that in there, and we get that straightened up, and then I'm going to back everything off, bring that stem all the way up. What we want to do is just barely get the bullet started so that we don't seat it too much. And then we'll measure it. Now I'm going for 3.1 overall length. So there's 3.2. So essentially I need to be 100 thousandths deeper. I'm going to put my bullet back in there. and we look at this micrometer, we can just make a really quick adjustment. There's 3108, so I've got 8 thousandths left. I need to seat that. And every graduation there's 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that's very nice, especially when you're setting up a load and you want to try some different bullet seating depths. There's 3.1005. That tool doesn't measure half thousandths accurate, so we're going to quit right there. So that's my seating for that cartridge. Now there's a small amount of residue from that case lube that you can wipe off before you throw it in your box, but we've just completed a loading of a 6.5 284 Norma round in a manner that I fully believe will shoot that half minute of angle or better accuracy standard. But this is the basics. This is what you need to get set up to shoot long range and to reload cartridges that are going to give you the accuracy that you need so that you're hitting the targets when you want to.